Hi everyone, this is kind of new content. It's kind of like I'm recording. But that is actually I really wanted. It's going to help me a lot. The content would be something like I'm going to read a book for you guys. While I'm reading it, I'm going to explain it. Explain it the way that I think. What I think. If you have different opinions about it or something that I made, let me know in the comments. I mean, there'll be like really good thing we're changing conversation each other. So I think that you guys regarding a book, something really gonna help you in your life from that instead of sharing memes and stuff like that. So yeah, let's start. Like I think it's a part 2. The title is something like "How to Build a Better Habit in 4 Simple Steps." So by the way, this book name is Atomic Habits by James Allen. So I'm reading the third part. I don't know what's the third part or not. So the title is something like "How to Build a Better Habits in 4 Steps." So here is the start. In 1998, a psychologist named Edward Trundick conducted an experiment that would lay the foundation for our understanding of how habits form and the rules that guide our behavior. Trundick was interested in studying the behavior of animals, and he started by working with cats. Good pick. Cats. Let's see what happens. He would place each cat inside a device known as a puzzle box. The puzzle box was designed that the cat could escape through a door by some simple act, such as pulling a loop of cord, pressing a level, of stepping on a platform. For example, one box contained a lever when pressed would open a door on the side of the. Once the door had been opened, cat could drill out and run over the ball. Most cats wanted to escape as soon as they were placed in the box. They would poke their nose into the corner, stick their paw through openings, and claw at loose objects. After a few moments or explanation, the cats would happen to press a magical lever. I don't know, is it called liver or L-E-V-E-R? Liver, I guess. The door would open as they would escape. Trundick tracked the behavior of each cat across many trials. In the beginning, the animals moved around the box at random, but as soon as the lever had been pressed and the door opened, the process of learning. Gradually, each cat learned to associate action pressing with the reward of escaping the box, getting to food. So after 23 trials, the behavior becomes the automatic and habitual that cat could escape within 2 seconds. For example, Thorndike Cat 12 took the following the act 160 seconds, 30 seconds, 20 seconds, 10 seconds, 11, 50, 12, 10, 14, 5, 10. Okay, there's like the cat following the numbers. So during the first 3 trials, the cat escaped an average 1.5 minutes. During the last 3 trials, it escaped average 6-7 seconds. Whoa, that's nice. I mean, this is how the habit works. The first trial will be a bit late. The third trial, because he's a cat, he's already have that sharp thing. He tried, he's become more sharper. And then, where was what? So rather than repeat with practice, each cat fewer errors, and their actions become quicker and more automatic. Rather than repeat the same mistakes, the cat began to cut straight. From his studies, Trundick described the learning process by starting behavior followed by satisfying consequence to a repeated, and those that produce pleasantness are less likely. His work provides the perfect starting for discussing how habits form in our lives. It is also answer to some fundamental questions. What are habits? And what does the brain bother building? So next title is Why Your Brain Builds Habits. A habit is a behavior that has repeated enough times to become automatic. The process of habits formation begin with a trial and errors whenever when you try to encounter any situation, it's automatically gonna happen. So this is what they're saying. How do I respond to this? Your brain has to make decisions. How do I respond? The first time you came across a problem, sure, how to solve it, okay? Like Trundick Cat, you were just trying things out to see what works. That's true. Neurological activity in the brain is high during the period you're carefully analyzing the situation and making conscious decisions about how to act. You're taking tons of information and trying to make sense of it all. The brain is busy learning the most effective course of action. Occasionally, like a cat pressing on liver, you should across the solution. You're feeling anxious and you discover that going for a run calms you down. You are mentally exhausted from a long day. You will learn that playing video games relaxes you. You're exploring, and then bam, reward. So after you stumbled upon an unexpected reward, you alter your strategy for next time. Your brain immediately begins to catalog the event that precedes the reward. Wait a minute, that feels good. I mean, what did I do right before that? That's actually we usually say it. I mean, once we get a reward and something that we didn't even expected, and then we're like, what the hell? Like, what did we do before that? So this kind of feeling that. Okay, so this is a feedback loop behind all humans. Try, fail, learn, try differently, practice. The unless movement fade away and the useful actions get. That's a habit form. Whenever you face a problem repeatedly, brain begins to automate the process of solving. Your habits are just series of automatic solutions, and that solves the problems and stress you face regularly. As behavior scientist Jason Pareja, I don't know if I write like my spelling. I don't know if it's right, but don't mind, okay? Because I'm just trying. That is something will be like unscripted. I'm not cutting any. I'm just saying whatever I think. So that's why I wanted to put the video for you guys that you guys, if I made any mistake, you guys just in the comments and also in DM, I could try to be. This is how unfiltered. We were I forgot. We were something. Where are we? Okay, yeah. As behavioral scientist Jason Pareja writes, habits are simply reliable problems in our environment. As habits are created, the level of activity in the brain decrease. You learn to lock in on the cues. Okay. That predicts success and turn out everything else. When a similar situation arises, you know exactly what to look for. There is a need to analyze every angle of your brain skips the process of trial and error and creates mental rules. If this, then that. These cognitive scripts can be followed automatically whenever the situation is appropriate. Now, whenever you feel stressed, get itch to run. As soon as you walk in the door from work, you grab the controller. Choice that once required effort is now automatic. That's true. A habit has been created. Habits are mental shortcuts learned from experience. In a sense, it is a habit. It's just a memory of steps you previously followed to solve problems in the past. Whenever the conditions are right, you can draw on the memory and automatically apply the same situation. The primary reason the brain remembers the past is to better predict what you work in the future. It becomes automatic, when you do something, you don't have to think about it. It's just become automatic. When your brain automatic, your whole bodies get automatic. You just after you came home and you just know what to do and you just go for it. And that gives you peace. That gives you something that you're doing. Something that you're normal. So that's actually what I understand from it. Habit formation is incredibly useful because the conscious mind is a bottleneck of brain. It can only pay attention to one problem at a time. As a result, your brain is always working to preserve your own conscious attention for whatever task is most essential. Whenever possible. The conscious mind likes to pawn off tasks to the non-conscious mind to do automatically. This is precisely what happens when a habit is formed. Habit reduces cognitive load and free up mental capacity. You can allocate your attention to other tasks. Despite the efficiency, some people will wonder about the benefits of habits. The argument goes will habits make my life dull? I don't want pig hole, like a pig hole. I don't want to pig hole myself into a lifestyle I don't enjoy. Okay. Doesn't so much routine take away the vibrancy and spontaneity of life. Hardly such questions set up a false dichotomy. It's called dichotomy. They make you think that you have to choose between building habits and attaining dome. In reality, two complement in each other. Habits do not restrict freedom; they create it. In fact, the people who don't have their habits handled are often the ones with the least amount of freedom. Without a good financial habits, you will always be strongling for next dollar. Without good health habits, you will always seem to be short on energy. That's true. Without good learning habits, you will always feel you will behind that curve, and that is actually very true. Because when I try to reach something by my own, like I don't have to think about something else. That's the time that I feel that I'm actually on that journey. Like I'm actually in the race. It's not a race, but I feel I'm actually in the track that I'm doing it something. Like I'm actually using my brain, to make this thing and deliver that message that I really wanted, that I feel it's valuable. So that's actually a really good line they have put it in there. Okay, where were we? Okay. You will always. Okay, if you always being forced to make decisions about simple tasks, when should I work out? Where do I go right? Where do I go to right? When do I pay these bills? When do I pay these bills? Then you have less time for freedom. It's only by making the fundamental of life easier that you create the mental space needed for free thinking and creativity. Conversely, when you have your habits delayed and basic of life and handled done, your mind is free to focus on new challenges and master the next set of problems. Building habits in the present allows you to do more what you want in the future. That is true. Building habits, when you have habits, like your things are like gets disciplined. When your things get smaller, you feel like, okay, I have this hour to do this. I have this hour to do this. I have this hour to do this. Like you can do a lot of things with the habit. You are not feeling pressurized. Like, okay, I really have to do this thing. Building habits is something that the time that you're feeling comfortable. I think the time, like instead of like you spend time writing 2 hours, but you feel pressured every time. Like 2 hours, it feels a lot. Try with I would suggest like the what I learned from it. I would suggest like try 10 minutes, 15 minutes, then try 30 minutes. This is how things works. I mean, this podcast, like, it's not about a podcast. It's like something like an explanation type of that I'm just reading a book. And it's going to help me a lot when I'm going to record my podcast. It's going to help me a lot. Because this is a real me talking. This is a real me having that conversation for, it's almost 18 minutes. Damn. So yeah. Despite their efficiency, some people will wonder about the benefits of habits. The argument goes like, well, habits make my life dull. I don't want to. Oh, shit. I have literally say it. So they make you think that you have to in building a freedom. In reality, to complement. Habits do not restrict, create the fact. In fact, people. I have to mark that. Without good learning. Oh shit. Okay, now the science of how habits works. The process of building a habit can be divided into 4 simple: craving, response, and reward. Breaking it down, these fun parts can help you understand what your habit is and how it works and how to cue, craving, response. This is very interesting. They have make this thing in 4 steps. Time. All habits proceed through 4 stages in the same order: keep, craving, response. The 4 steps pattern in the backbone of every habit, and your brain runs through these steps in the same order each time first. So there is a cue. There is a cue triggers your brain, initiates to be a behavior. It is a bit of information that predicts our reward. Our prehistoric ancestors attention cues that signal that location of primary rewards like water and sex. Today we spend most of our time learning cues that predict secondary rewards like money, fame, power, and status, praise, and approval. Love and friendship, or a sense of personal satisfaction. Of course, these pursuits also indirectly improve our odds of survival and reproduction, which is the deeper motive behind everything. Your mind continuously analyzing your external environment hints of where rewards are, because the cue is the first indication that we're close to reward. It naturally leads to. Okay, so cue, it's something, what I understand is a signal. It's something like a hint. Do something. You're saying like, okay, if I sell this thing, it will be beneficial. I get benefit. So there is like a cue. It will give you the signal. Okay, that have the benefit, that have the reward, and this is what our ancestors used to go for hunt, things like that. If they do like, they have that signal. Okay, these things will give me benefit. So that's awesome. Like this is means cue. So whenever you notice something, feel that this is actually a good thing for me. They give you the signal. They will give you the reward and stuff like the cue. Cravings are the second step. Are there motivational force behind every habit? Without some level of motivation or desire, without craving a change, we have no reason to act. When you crave is not the habit itself, but the change instead delivers. You do not crave smoking a cigarette. You crave the feeling to relieve provides. That's true. You are not like, you don't like cigarettes, but you like the feeling. So that's why like people, when they're feeling sad, happy, wanted to spend time with it, kind of like spending time, they're taking cigarettes. But it literally, they know cigarette is not good for them. But when they're having the cigarettes and they feel good, they feel that a lot of people surround their friends surrounding, enjoying conversation, feeling. So that is actually the feeling, not the cigarette that you like. And you curve the feeling of relief. You're not motivated by brushing your teeth, but rather by the feeling of clean mouth. True. You do not want to turn the television. You want to be entertained. Every craving is linked to a desire to state. This is an important point that we will discuss in detail later. And that's true. That's true actually, because that craving gives you change. And okay, so craving different forms, person to person. Any place, information could trigger a craving, but in practice, people are motivated by, for a gambler, the second of slot can be potential trigger that sparks an intense desire for someone who rarely gambles. Jungle. Okay, so this is for today, and I hope that you guys absolutely, you don't have to like it. Even you guys hate it, I would love that, because at least you guys hate it. And I don't know, like I really wanted to read a book in front of you guys, and also like what I understand also tell you. I hope that you guys have some sense of value that I might, and I also maybe in future we're talking a lot. Yeah, please